what's up everyone, Moses Geek. So I had to film on my phone today because on my PC my audio is messing up. This OBS annoys me sometimes with its problems. But anyway, today this video is going to be a movie review on the movie Obsession. This is going to be spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie, click off. If you have not seen the movie but you do not care about spoilers, stay. If you've already seen the movie, stay. This is I want to be breaking piece by piece in each movie scene about why Bale, the main character of the movie, is actually the villain. Now, by now, there's already been a couple of YouTubers I've seen that already done this, but at first, when I saw the movie, I was like, "There's no way he's the bad guy." But the second time he watched it, or the second time I watched it, I was like, "Yeah," because so basically the movie is about. If you don't know what the movie is, click off. I mean, um, it's been everywhere recently. It's about this dude who likes this woman called Nikki. She doesn't really like him. She likes him as more of a friend. He gets this one wish Willow, like she drops her necklace down a drain, and he goes into this like antique, like the places that sell like crystals and gems, and tries to buy her necklace. But instead of buying her a necklace, he finds this like one wish willow. It's like a thing you make a wish and then you snap it and then the wish comes true. And he doesn't know because they don't live in like Wizards of Waverly Place. It's not like a magic universe they live in, so he doesn't expect it to work. So basically okay, I'm kind of jumping ahead. The beginning, the beginning of the movie, it starts with him monologuing about him confessing his feelings to Nikki, but it's actually not to Nikki. It's to their friend. So it's at the place they work at. It's four friends. Nikki, the woman he has a crush on, him, which is his name is Bale. His best friend Ian, I think his name is, and then Sarah. So there's two women and two guys. They're the main characters. Ian is supposed to be like his friend, the one that's like trying to hype him up to go talk to Beth. I meant to Nikki. I mean, and throughout the movie, you can tell he's like supposed to be shy and awkward. He doesn't really seem like a villain at first because every guy has always been like that. Every guy has been shy, been the shy, distant, afraid to talk to people. The reason we say he is a villain is because throughout the movie, and you would see once I get to it, um, he starts to care more about the relationship than about her. But anyways, um, so he does a self monologue, but not to Nikki. He actually practices on Sarah as if she was Nikki because he's too afraid to say it to the real Nikki. After that, they go, if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to remember the scene because I've only seen it like twice. They go to the ball, they go to the club, if I'm not mistaken, all of them. Nikki, she wants a ride back home. He offers to drive her back home, and the whole time it's like kind of awkward. He doesn't want to tell her straight up, but he makes it like she can. I think she has a feeling that he has a crush on her, and when they're outside of her house, she's like, "Tell me straight up, do you like me? Yes or no?" And instead of him saying, "Yeah, I like him," because I think the reason he doesn't say it is because it's very clear she doesn't feel the same way about him. She likes him more as a friend, but you can tell that she doesn't really like him because he made a nickname like Freaky Nicky, and then she's like, I don't like that. Don't call me that. So it's like already clearly that you could already clearly tell she doesn't really like this person in that way. But anyways, she goes back inside her house. He's in the vehicle outside her house still. He makes the wish and then he breaks the one wish willow. He's like, I wish Nikki loved me more than anything in the fucking universe. And then she comes like right after he snaps that, she comes outside like, standing like this. Like you can tell like the wish will, but then she starts like she comes to that she goes by the vehicle, is like, can we go back to your place? Like the wish immediately starts working. But throughout the movie, you could clearly tell that she's possessed because throughout the movie she keeps snapping back and forth. Like she'll go from like being obsessed with him, hence the movie name, to like being like snapping back to regular Nikki, like not liking him in that way. And the reason people are saying that he's the villain is because throughout the movie he starts off as like a victim, like not really knowing what's going on. He didn't expect it to work. He just wanted to make the wish. To like she's begging him like, please, this isn't me. Please, like she literally tells him straight up, point blank, in a scene in a movie where like they're sleeping together, that like please kill me because she's like she keeps doing like it's not her, but from her perspective it's terrifying because it's like she's not fully possessed, so like everything she's saying, every person she sees, she knows, she can see them, but she can't control it. So it's like if I was like in around people right now and I don't know what's going on, or I know what's going on but I can't say nothing, it's like I'm being controlled. From her perspective it's very scary. And also she there's been pointless times where like she's where he could have stopped the wish, but because he wants her so badly, he's pretty much just like, if I can't have regular Nikki, I'll just have this like weird possessed version of her. But anyways, there's a scene in the movie where I know I'm kind of jumping ahead in a bit. I'm not good at explaining movies great in detail like some other YouTubers. But oh, his cat dies. Right at the beginning, his cat dies, and this is where I'm keep on jumping from like later on in the movie to in the beginning, but just stay with me, guys. So close to movie review. But his cat dies. This is the very first time where I started being like, this dude is not okay. His cat dies, and he throws it in the trash can. It's not like he buries it or like anything like that. He just like chucks it in the garbage can, which is like psychotic to me. But he makes the wish. Nikki immediately becomes obsessed with him. Move like she wants to be in his house. Like they sleep over that night together. She starts like watching him while he sleeps, which is beyond creepy. But the next morning he has to go to work. Oh, she put a 2 weeks notice in. Again, I'm jumping like back and forth, but stay with me. She puts out right in the beginning of the movie, before the wish, she put out 2 weeks notice in at the job because again, the four main characters, they all work at the same job, and this is supposed to be her last week of her 2 week notice in before she moves. So like that in the vehicle where he's like, I gotta tell her, but he never does, and then that's when he makes the wish. But and then she has that 2 weeks notice in. So the next day after she spends the night, uh, he she doesn't go to work because oh no, she actually does go to work. I think it's the last day, and then they like start like the people around them. It's like, that's so strange. Yesterday she did not love you, but now all of a sudden she loves you. People like aren't really happy about the relationship because they think it's like she's on drugs. She's not okay in the head because she didn't love you a day ago, but now all of a sudden she's obsessed with you. So like people are not okay with this, and it very clearly, because they go to a house party and later on in the movie, and like everyone's like, they're not like, congratulations, you got what you always wanted. It's more like, this isn't okay. This is like kind of psychotic because she didn't really like you before, but now all of a sudden she does. But anyways, um, they go to work, everything, and then the next day after they like go back home, she starts doing this like weird shit that night where like he wakes up like to her being like this in the fucking corner, being like just like staring at him, like creepily, and then once she goes to sleep, that's if I'm not mistaken though. No, that's later on in the movie. That's like near the end. Never mind. But the next day, this is like where she puts up two nudes noticing. So she's no longer working at the job. It's just him. She stays in the house. Like he has to go off to work. He's like, I gotta go, and she starts like, I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. You know, because the wish. And then like he turns around, the fucking door has like six rolls of duct tape. Like the the fucking door is like fully taped off. And then she's like, "See, see. Why don't you just stay here?" It's like because she taped the whole fucking door. And he's like, "No, I got it." And then like there's this funny scene that happens where like he like literally fucking pulls the door open and goes up to work. The whole fucking day while he's at work, she's standing there in the exact same fucking spot. He comes home. And also, no. There's a scene at work because she fixes him lunch that day for his job. You know, she's staying at home. She fixes him lunch, and then while he's eating it, he's eating with their friend Sarah, which also has a crush. Sarah has a huge crush on Bale, but I guess he didn't even notice because she's more of a quiet type. You know, she's more of a quiet kind of level. Like if she loved you, she wouldn't tell you outright. She would make subtle hints. But while he's eating his lunch, there's like a little sticky note on it that Sarah reads to him, like something. I forget what it says in the beginning. It's like and then it says, "How does cat taste? How does cat taste?" And it turns out she made him a sandwich with the fucking meat of his dead cat. She used his dead cat as like to make a sandwich. That scene honestly shocked me. I was not, even I got grossed out. But yeah, he swallows it up, of course, because why would you swallow that shit? He swallows it up. Goes back home. The whole fucking day she stood there. There was piss and shit down her leg because she stood there the entire fucking day, pissing and shitting because And I think that same night they go to a party that Ian invited them to, which is the other guy's friend. And at first he wants it to be like a guys' night because what's going on with Nikki and him, he can tell that it's unhealthy. And but so she goes to take a shower, and then what's weird about this? Oh, I didn't even mention this part. So when she moved in, that cat, she made like a funeral, like basically like put his cat on a fucking pillow and then put a candle, basically like you know. And he was like, the way he reacts is so weird. It's not like, oh my god, you're freaking me out. It's like, Nikki, you can't do this. The way he acts throughout this movie, like I don't know what is up with his head because it's like even with him when she made him a sandwich using his dead cat, instead of being like, "You're freaking me out," this is like psychotic. He's basically like, "You can't do that, Nikki. You can't." Like he acts so calm about everything, and so basically she goes in the shower. He says you can't be using dead animals to make me food or to make put dead animals in my sandwich like my cat. She just says, "Okay, honey, whatever." But as soon as he mentions like I have to go to a party and it's just guy, she like you can hear like um the shower handle being like you can hear the squeak, and then she starts screaming no. She just starts screaming, and then so he really has no other choice to bring up but to bring up, and throughout the so when they're at the party they play like this Jenga game, but it's like I've never heard of it, but it's like each Jenga thing you pull out, it has a dare on it, and she gets she I think she goes first, and it's like she reads some kind of like Hansel and Gretel quote. I don't really know. I've never really seen Hansel and Gretel, but then it's Bale's turn, he pulls out one and it says "Kiss the person left to you," which is actually Sarah. Nikki gets up like super creepy like, goes like pulls Sarah's chair out, and then like kisses Bear because obviously she's obsessed with him. She doesn't want anyone but her to like him. You know, she doesn't want anyone else around him. But and then like real Nikki snaps back, the the person that isn't obsessed with her, and that's what's creepy about this movie. It's not like she's fully possessed. She keeps snapping back and forth into like possession to the possessed version of her, and then like the regular version of her. She snaps back, ends up getting like a champagne bottle and stabbing herself. And this is where like the moment shifts from like Bale is like just the guy that wants to be loved to being like a villain, because instead of being like, okay, we got to get you help because she stabbed herself with like a champagne bottle, he was just like just another like weird. She's just doing some weird shit again, like with like when she was like watching him sleep. Instead of and all her friends act the same way. Instead of being like genuinely concerned about her from like her stabbing herself in the face with it, they're just like, that's just weird. That's weird. Like, and then she the, he brings her back to his place again. She's covered in blood. Trying to think of what else. I'm still, like I said, I've only seen it twice, so I'm trying to like think of everything. He brings her back to her. He brings her back to his place again. Oh, then they go to bed again, and then that's the scene. And then while she's asleep, he's still awake. He gets a text from Sarah, being like, "We gotta talk about something. We gotta talk about this. Come to my place." And then obviously because she's possessed and she'll try to kill anyone that gets in the way. He's like, "No, I can't come. I can't come." And then Sarah's like, "Okay, if you don't come, I'm coming to your place." And then obviously, that would just end up in disaster. So he's just like, "Fine, I'll come outside if you come." So she comes outside. She doesn't come inside, but she pokes outside his house. He tries to sneakily go off. While he's like going off, she snaps back again. Her like possessed version is asleep, but her like actual Nikki snaps back and is like telling Bill, kill me, please just kill me." And then he's like, this is where it's like he becomes like the full-on villain. He's like, why is being with me so bad? That's when I was just like, you're not. He's basically like, if I can't have the regular version of you, I'll have this like possessed, creepy version of you, even if it's not ideal and it's not good. So it's like it becomes like from good, just like wanting love, to like creepy. And then they go outside to talk to Sarah. Sarah and him kind of have like an intimate moment where like they're both showing love towards each other. This is probably, like I said, this movie isn't really bloody or violent, I would say, but this is like the most violent scene in the movie, I would say. So possessed Nikki wakes up, starts running towards the vehicle, smashes the fucking window, gets a brick. So like, say this is the steering wheel, my head is right here. She uses a brick, she puts it in front of the steering wheel, and then just beats the living shit out of Sarah's head using the brick. Like this looks like some terrifying shit. But this is like only the bloodiest scene in the movie, I would say. But like it's like by the time she smashes her head in the fucking brick, it looks like a terrifying scene. Like it's just how fucking you can see her bone, her face bone. But and then she goes around the call and being like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to see that, but you kind of forced me to do it." And then after that, he calls the number on the one wish Willow, like the wish. Oh no. He tells her, "I'll be there in a second. Just give me a second, please." She goes back inside. he stays in the vehicle, and then he gets that one wish Willow, the thing that caused it all, sees a phone number, he calls it, and then he wants to like not. This is he doesn't want to get take the wish away, even though everything that just happened, her stabbing herself, her killing Sarah, her like being like, please make this end. He doesn't want to do it. Like he just wants to like change the wish some, like being like, what if she doesn't love only me, you know? And then they'll basically like, you can't do that. You can't change the wish. You can't get rid of the wish. And then this is actually pretty creepy. I don't know if this is I don't know what this is supposed to be, but then they put like Nikki on the phone. So like her screaming, her like absolutely like screaming like I can't make a lot of noise in this house, but like she's screaming, and it's I think the real version of her, not the possessed version, but like the version that's trapped in the possessed her, like the one that wants out, and it's her like screaming, begging to be let out, and the so it's basically like he has to kill himself to get rid of the wish. Like he can't get rid of it. He can't revoke it. He can't like alter it to like change it up some. He has to kill himself for the wish to be over. And clearly he doesn't want that. So what he does is he buys and also before Sarah dies, I forgot to say they were at this restaurant. God, I'm keep on jumping back and forth. They were at a restaurant, right? He gets a phone call from Sarah being like, I've asked her if she liked you before, and she only said yeah as a little brother. Turns out she says that Ian, his best friend, had been fucking Nikki the entire time. Like the entire time when he was being like, yeah, go talk to her. He's been fucking her. Which is like at that point he's not even a fucking friend. I would just be like, you fucking dickhead. But yeah, and the part that I didn't understand at first is like, if your best friend has been fucking this woman and he's basically telling you to go talk to her, why? I didn't get that. I thought, and then I thought about it, and maybe I was like, it's an ego, because say like he's been fucking her for 2 years, and then him knowing that like, oh, even if he tells her, she's probably just gonna say no. Meanwhile, like I've been fucking her, and you could even get a date with her. So I mean, I guess I don't really like Ian. I consider him a dick. Even throughout like early in the movie, like he says talk to her in some scenes, but then some scenes when he's actually about to go talk to her, he's like, don't. Like there's a scene in like the restaurant that they go to, or the club, where he's like where he offers her, where he offers to drive her home. Ian is just like like you could clearly tell. But anyway, after that, after realizes that he realizes that's when he realizes that like uh she's only loving him because she's possessed, not because maybe she had some small feeling. But even after knowing that, he still willingly lets it go out because of how bad he wants it, which is hence the movie name Obsession. But and also like I said, she kills Sarah. He finds out like the only way to get rid of the wish is by killing himself. He can't alter it. He can't revoke it. He can't get rid of it. The only way is to kill himself. He thinks of an idea and buys more of like the one wish willows, like the thing that starts it all, the wish thing. He goes to Ian and told him like to wish, you know, for Nikki not to love him. He obviously doesn't believe it and is like, you're full of shit. You're lying. He wishes for a million, and also they only get one wish. I forgot to mention that. If you make a wish, you can't get another wish. It's only one wish per person. So he already did his wish with Nikki, so he can't do another wish. And then Ian wishes for $1 million, which he gets it right afterward. But then that means Bale's pretty much fucked. And then he buys another one. And then this is where I'm like, okay, this is stupid. He goes to Nikki and wishes she didn't wants her to wish that she didn't love him. Which is just like, that's fucking stupid. Why would you tell a possessed version to do that? And then she doesn't want to do it. She still has like the one wish Willow. So he literally comes to a result that like, I have no other choice but to kill myself to get rid of this wish. So he goes to the bathroom, because he tells Nikki like, I'll be right out. I just gotta use the bathroom. And then she's like, please don't go. And then he goes into the bathroom, obviously. First, he tries using. Oh, she has a pistol. She shoots. I forgot to mention. Nikki kills Ian because he breaks into the house being like, I got $1 million. He shoots. She just shoots him, not giving a fuck. And then she tells him to pull the fucking trigger. Oh no, she tells him to put the fucking pistol in her vagina. He's obviously freaked the fuck out by that. Then that's when he goes to the bathroom. Then he's about to shoot himself. Then he chickens out. Then he's about to take pills. Like he takes a handful of pills, the same pills that killed his cat that his cat swallowed. And then he chickens out and then tries to swallow it back up. And then you hear a snap. And then Nikki wished that Bale loved her more than anything. So it's pretty much just two possessed people. But by that time he comes out, right? They hug, they go sit on the couch. But then it turns out those pills actually killed Bale. But he dies right in her lap. She snaps out of it because the curse finally wears out. The wish is no longer, ending. So she snaps out of loving him. Then it's just him dead, his friend dead, and at the door because that's where he got shot. She's like, she's not possessed anymore. She starts screaming, freaking out, and then the movie ends. That is probably one of the best movies. Sorry again if I'm like jumping back and forth. I'm not good at explaining movies, but that was probably one of the best movies I've seen in a minute. But the reason that I say Bale is the villain is because he had so many opportunities to end that wish, to help Nikki. He like throughout the movie, she keeps like snapping back and forth from like the possessed version of her to like the normal version of her, and she's begging him to like just end this, please end this, because it's not like she's fully possessed to where like this version of her that's like obsessed with him is like truly taking over. The actual version of her is like still there, but he just won't do it because like it goes from like him wanting the love to feeling entitled to it. Like no, like when he says it like what is why is being with me so hard? Like you're supposed to love me. Why are you begging me to end this? You know what I mean? And that's why I say that. And a lot of people have agreed. And at first, I didn't agree with it because I saw videos and people saying he. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, he had so many chances to do it, but he's like so blinded by it that he would rather want her to love him, even though she's miserable and like she's begging to end it. But I wanted to just explain the movie. Sorry again if I kept jumping back and forth between the end or like the ending, the post. I'm not gonna explain it. But if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, follow me on my Instagram and Facebook. You already know the deal, and I'll see you guys next time.